Ready for another lesson? Another fake alpha expose. With Fresh and Fit, they pride themselves of being alpha and being selective men, and they pick at it later and the top 1% and all of this nonsense. But yet they continually getting caught up in scandals and all kind of unscrupulous stuff. Paying for women and all kind of stuff and this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not surprised. Yet there's another one that's caught up, a fake alpha, that he wrote an article about how he liked to let his wife go get her field plowed by another man while he watch and stuff like that. So he's a cuck. He was on an interview and he was stating he had seemed like a relatively logical guy until this lady asked him about the article and he get real emotional and, he lose his shit. And what does that say? That you're not as alpha as you think you are. You're a highly emotional man. Take out his aggression on the female, but how come you didn't take out your aggression on the males? To test your masculinity, to put them in check. But I guess it was a situation of circumstance because she happened to bring it up. And it wasn't the males. Again, I'm not surprised, and you guys shouldn't be surprised either. Because, as I said, there's a lot of false prophets out there and people that's not practicing what they preach. I wouldn't be surprised if he out here eating hookers out and all kind of stuff like that, because his beard, is, even though it looks nice, kind of have like this browning down the middle, and I don't know what that's about, but that's neither here nor there. Again, as I did in a video before, there's no such thing as gurus. There's no such thing as gurus that said that we do this A, B, C, D, but then they caught with their pants down. And the more disturbing, troubling thing about this interview was the lack of how he kind of passed off the responsibility. He didn't hold himself accountable. And that's one of the main keys and factors to being alpha is self-accountability. But yet you come up with some elaborate story about how that wasn't me, that was somebody else, and blah, blah, blah to do damage control. Right. Be careful who you listen to and who you let into your subconscious, because you have to guard that gate and the door of your mind. Because if you ain't careful, you're going to be out here doing schmuckery like the rest of these guys are doing a bunch of schmuckery. And that's the last thing that you need. And it's just going to look bad. I'm not perfect, but I can promise to you that if my dealings do come out in the open, I'm going to have 110% accountability, because that's all we have, especially as men. Our word and holding ourselves accountable for our actions. You've been taught.